many as a player?
Yeah, fair amount, especially junior in the OHL. We had a lot of good teams that made runs 3 years there, so we had played our fair amount of game sevens, and then Memorial Cup final game. That's the ultimate game seven. It's do or die. It's a one-shot deal for everything. So those played in two of those. Was fortunate enough to play in two of those and be on one side of each.
Do you coach any differently in terms of like if is it all hands on deck?
Yeah, no, I don't think you do anything different as a coach. Again, I think every team makes little adjustments from game to game or things you need to be better at and focus on things you did well, and you take a little bit out of that, and then it's up to the players to execute and battles, face-offs, all those little things. The importance of specialty team. We said from day one in this series we're going to be big, and they continue to be. And it's just you're now at a situation where it's do or die.
Is this where having an older team may come in handy?
Yeah, I know everybody keeps talking about our veteran. We're missing a lot of guys out of the lineup here. Obviously, Dan Kelly, Jim O'Brien, and then depending on the situation with O'Neill and Sislo, obviously having some guys. But they got Fratton and they got Clune and Brennan and certainly guys that have been through situations. So I just think both teams had good years, and I don't think at the end of the day. Like I said, you just got to go. It is just another game once the puck drops, and obviously everybody's going to analyze it when it's all over, or what could have been done or was done better. But it's the fact that it's do or die for both teams is really what makes it such a big game.
What is it about the Marlies that makes them a formidable opponent?
You name it. I mean, the skill level speaks for itself. Their depth. You look at this. Some of the guys they've been able to insert and bring in and out of the lineup. Even a Colin Smith, I really like his game and the depth. I mean, there's right now, whether you want to call it the fourth line, is a Stanley Cup champion on the fourth line. So that's arguably one of the best face-off guys in the league. And then Kapanen and Soshnikov, I know because of injuries, but been in and out of the lineup. And then when they need a guy, they bring in a Fratton who scored 26 goals a couple of years ago. So certainly their depth, their ability to make plays and score is certainly what makes them dangerous, and is what they've had success with all year.
Any of your injured guys definitely be out tomorrow?
Zaka, and then the other three we'll just have to wait and see in the morning.
Given maybe that this series was going to go long, given you were 1-2 in the league?
Yeah, we thought that, and if you look at how it started, and obviously they came into our building and did a good job, in games 4 and 5, but for us to respond the way we did, certainly I think kind of evens the table here, and sets up. We knew it was going to set up for a good series, and Game 7 obviously is going to indicate that.
Is this rink any different than the corners a little tighter? I mean, are there reasons maybe you guys have played pretty well here?
No, I don't think so. I think I do think atmosphere can work both ways for both teams, and we've a couple games we've been able to keep the crowd out of it pretty good. Definitely Game 1, obviously, and then our response even in Game 2 to respond with goals, and then they get going, it's 2-1. Carrick hits the post, the crossbar there, and then we come back and we score the third goal. I thought that was big response, and then even in the third, I think Arcobello gets that chance. It's still 3-1, and bang, we come back and Black scores. So, I think maybe a little less room in some corners. I don't know the exact dimensions. I don't think players think about that too much. I mean, there's not a lot of time and space out there for everybody. It's about the players who can execute and make plays in tight areas. I mean, that's really what it's about this time of year. There may be some breakdowns, but at the end of the day, there's 10 guys on the ice that are really competing for ice and trying to find holes, and it's who limits their mistakes and who can make plays under pressure.